What's going on, guys? Luke here from Nerdy Geek Talk, the source of all your nerdy geeky needs. And joining me today in Holocron Herald episode 28 is Eric, also known as Aramis Prime, also known as my sometimes boss. Hi, Eric.
Hey, what's up?
I'm just here, drinking water.
You ready to break down some Zillo Beast action?
Honestly, I don't enjoy it as much as I once did.
Really?
Yeah. It just makes me think, like, if Godzilla shows up, we're just going to drown it in gasoline.
I mean, like, these episodes, John was talking about how he thinks they're so bad. They're not that bad. Like, they're honestly kind of sad. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're bad episodes. Do you?
No, I don't think they're bad episodes. Okay, I think it more bothers me that nothing becomes of it.
Oh,
Like,
well, okay.
there's
We'll,
so
we'll
much,
get
there's
to
so much you
that.
can do with it.
We'll get to that. Because there's literally the very end, the cliffhanger
Yeah.
at the end, which is like the biggest dangling plot thread in the Clone Wars. But anyways, we'll get to that.
Anyways, yeah, we're going over the Zillo Beast. Yeah,
So-
I'm freaking. I don't feel like saying Zillo Beast every time. So what do you want to name it?
It's a Zillo
Doug.
Beast.
Oh
No.
wait.
No, you
The
can't
aliens are
name
named
it.
Doug.
I was gonna say you
Super
can't name it
Doug. Super Doug.
No, it's Zillo. It's
Sup-
Zillo Beast.
Dig Doug. Dig Doug. Let's call
No.
it Dig Doug.
No,
I'm
it
calling
is
it Dig
Zillo
Doug.
Beast.
I'll call it Dig Doug.
Anyways, okay.
It's in the
so
ground
the
and it
first
ate the
episode
ducks.
is called The Zillo Beast, and the second episode is called The Zillo Beast Strikes Back. Very creative titles. They are season 2, episode 18 and 19 respectively. So, breakdown of the first one. Basically, the Dugs are battling the Separatists who are invading their world.
Yes.
The Republic comes in and they help them out by dropping this new experimental bomb, which shuts off all the droids. Yay! But causes a massive sinkhole, and then wakes up the ancient beast called the Zillo Beast, which the Dugs are like super scared of because it used to eat them. So understandably, they're a little scared. And then the Dugs try to kill it. The Jedi are like, the Dugs want to kill it. Jedi are like, no, we can't kill it because that ain't the Jedi way. Dugs are like, all right, then you're not getting our fuel. We're going to kill this
For
thing.
you guys.
So they go to kill it. It doesn't
Nobody's getting the fuel now.
It doesn't work. Zillo Beast gets out from the fuel they're trying to pour on it to kill it, and the Jedi use their plan Anakin came up with to stun it and make it look like it's dead, but it actually doesn't die. It just basically passes out, and then the Jedi, they end up collecting it and they take it off to Coruscant. And then, you know what, let's just do the quick recap of the second one too.
Yeah, I feel like if we just look at this as one big episode,
Yeah.
that makes life a lot easier.
That's fair. Then basically they take it to Coruscant, they start experimenting on it, decide, nah, we need to kill it in order to experiment on it. So literally defeating the entire point and message of the first episode. And then, so they're trying to do that. It doesn't work, so the Zillo Beast escapes. Padme and Anakin are trying to convince Palpatine while this is happening, hey, you shouldn't kill the Beast, you should try to
Stop
keep it
being
alive.
a prick, dude.
So that way, you know, it's not a problem. So that way, you know, we're not like going back on the entire point of what we just did. But as that's happening, Zillo Beast breaks out, starts rampaging across Coruscant, and gets to Palpatine, captures them as they're trying to escape, and then the Jedi are forced to distract the Zillo Beast, everything. Anakin cuts the ship in half, so they're able to escape, and then they bomb the Zillo Beast with more of the gas, in which it then dies, and it's very depressing.
And nobody ever brings up the collateral damage it causes after this.
Oh my god.
Well,
This
we're definitely bringing this up.
This
We're
is
definitely-
literally like the 9/11 of Coruscant. If you
We're
look
bringing-
at it, like that's how much damage it is.
Whoa.
No,
I don't know if I want to
no.
say that.
Are you serious? Look at how much damage that is.
Okay, but we're definitely bringing up, like, with the Vader comic, since we're going to talk about it. You know, like, he talks about, like, yeah, you're making me look bad here. This definitely should have made them look bad.
Wait, what? What are you talking about with the Vader comic?
Like, when he's like, hey, you killed a bunch of people by accident, and you're making me look bad on my own planet.
Oh.
Yeah, and then there's this, where nobody's like, oh, wow, like, how'd that happen? Where'd this thing come from?
I mean, nobody knows that Palpatine's the ones that ordered it to be on Coruscant. he's the one that wanted it to die. So in all fairness, he's kind of like, I told you so. But really, it's like, we told you so because we didn't want to bring it to Coruscant. But, you know. But, yeah, it's crazy. All right, but breaking it down. So the quote for the first episode is, choose what is right, not what is easy. This applies very much to the first episode. And very much is just gone back and destroyed in the second episode. So that's
like
all
my
I have
life.
to say about that. It's like,
Like my
oh,
life.
they totally fulfilled it and made it it makes sense until you watch the next episode.
This is pretty much what I did with John. That's why he's not here today.
But anyways, the first thing I have is, why would you? They use the stun tanks that they're going to use later to take down the Zillo Beast during the battle.
Yeah.
And they're shooting down vulture droids. Why would they wait until the vulture droids are over their own tanks and start shooting them down so they crash and destroy their own tanks? Like, what are you doing?
Listen, as we established last week, the vulture droids are only good when we need them to be.
No, but I'm talking about why would the gunners wait to shoot the vulture droids until they're over their own people? Shoot them before they are past.
I want to know. I want to know why we're having this big space battle in a big open plane.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, it's just a desolate wasteland, and everybody's just like, "Yep, this is where we're having the final battle."
I mean, it's a big field.
Screw that. Every other time, they're like, "Yeah, strategy. Yeah, using your environment. Yeah, going up 200-foot cliffs with a few jumps."
Well, I mean, they just specifically mentioned in the intro how they don't need strategy. The Separatists outnumber them like crazy. That's why they need to use the super new experimental bomb.
And they never use it again.
Yeah, speaking of which, well, I mean, can you blame them? I kind of want to bring that up too.
I don't think these are just everywhere.
But anyways, no, but not just the creature, the sinkhole.
That seems worth it.
It caused their entire army to fall in. But speaking of which, why did they wait to drop the bomb until after they started fighting? Like, why didn't they just drop the bomb to begin with? Like, oh, we need to hold them off long enough to drop the bomb. What was stopping you from just dropping the bomb before that? I mean, I guess maybe you're distracting them a little so they don't shoot down the bomber, maybe? I don't know.
Let's just assume the gravity's really high on that planet. That's why the dugs are so small, and maybe it takes a while for planes to get in the sky. I don't know.
No, but still, why send out your army to fight? Because the Separatists
I don't got all the answers, Eric.
It just doesn't make much sense. Next thing I have is the disc bombs that the Dugs use. Those are cool. Did you notice that? They just take those little. They just take little explosive discs, toss them on these basically what are gravity lifts from Halo, and just that's their like artillery. And I'm like, oh, that's cool.
They don't use any of their own fuel now.
They do later.
Oh yeah.
Next thing I have is, man, the paint on the pilot's armor that's dropping the stealth bomb. I mean, no, I keep saying stealth bomb. It's not a stealth bomb. That's dropping the experimental bomb. The paint job on that armor is super cool. I never pay
as much attention to this nearly as much as you do, and I feel bad every time.
It looks so cool, though. Like, every time I see a clone with, like, a cool paint job, I'm just like, oh, man.
It just never sinks into me that much. I don't know. I feel bad every time.
And then I thought it was a super nice touch after the bomb goes off that Anakin's hand is tingling afterwards. Like, I appreciated that. That was attention to detail that would be very easy to miss in terms of, like, all the electronic devices shutting off. And then Anakin's hand also sparks, and he's like touching it. And I'm like, oh, okay, look at you go. You know what you're doing. It's not a big deal. It's just it was a small little thing. It was just like, hey, look at you. You paid attention.
Yeah, continuity.
Yeah. And then the thing I have is they were talking about how they know everything that's very likely to happen when the bomb goes off, and Mace Windu's like, I'm worried about what's not likely. How did they not know it was going to cause a massive, massive sinkhole? Like, they should have at least tested it on the planet's soil or something beforehand, because they're like, oh, we tested it, we know all the things. They should know that it would cause, like, an entire city's worth of, ground to just fall.
I don't exactly understand why it fell either. It was an EMP.
I mean, no, that wasn't just an EMP.
Confused
Like
on
there
why they.
was an explosion at the beginning, but
Oh
like
yeah,
the
there
EMP
was
was
dust blown in.
EMP was clearly the experimental part. So it's just like, why did that happen? My best guess is maybe there actually was a giant cavern underneath, and that bomb, since
Oh
it was an
yeah,
explosion,
I figured
just.
that was just a given.
I mean, I don't know, but part of me wonders, did it just blow up the ground and the Zillo Beast came up after that? I don't know,
You know
man.
what? Okay, you know what bothers me about that is like, realistically, out of an entire planet, they just happen to set the bomb off right where the Zillo Beast is, and the Zillo Beast is only like 100 feet down.
Well, I
What
feel
was
like, well,
keeping
it
it
was definitely
alive?
more than 100 feet when you look at how big the Zillo Beast is, but still, um,
I mean, from like its head, like from its head.
still way more than 100 feet down. That Zillo Beast is literally bigger than a skyscraper. That's a lot more than 100 feet in terms of like
Okay,
how
but
big the
like
pit was. But it was a
like how
lot. But still,
how has nobody ever noticed this?
well, I mean, the Dugs never used any of this technology. My guess is that they didn't just hit the one spot where there happened to be a Zillo Beast. My guess is there's still probably Zillo Beasts on the planet. It's just they're not going to use those bombs, so they're not going to wake them up. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like. Is there more Zillo
But
Beast?
I feel like the Jedi should have thought
Of,
about that. Like, I get that they still don't want the Zillo Beast to die, but they should have been like, oh, like since we set it off and it causes Zillo Beast to wake up, maybe there's other Zillo Beasts also doing that on the planet. Like maybe we didn't just hit the one spot magically where there's a Zillo Beast. I'm
yep.
just saying.
Let's never bring it up again. Let's just
Yeah,
call it good there. Never. Just stay off the whole planet, I guess.
yeah. But apparently it's like, no, we can't just go find a new one. We have to clone it. But anyways, next thing I have is I like Commander Pawns. Commander Pawns is cool. We also don't have much time left with Commander Pawns. Sad face.
No, I don't want to watch it anymore.
Well, that's not yet. We still have, because I know next is the Geonosis arc, which Pawns isn't in, but I'm pretty sure that at least an arc or two after that will be the arc where he dies with Boba Fett. But we'll see.
No.
Although really it's Aura Singh, so thank you Tobias Beckett for avenging Pawns. It's totally what he meant to do. But anyways, next thing is we get the line, I have a bad feeling about this, from Mace Windu. Hey, look at you go there, your subtle little Easter eggs. I see what you did there.
Oh, I don't.
No, me neither. Not even the last time we'll get that in
Nope.
this 2-episode arc.
Too deep and meaningful for me.
Next thing I have is I love how shocked Anakin is whenever he goes to cut the beast and cannot cut the beast. He's just like, whoa! He's very, very shocked. I really appreciated his reaction.
Well, he cuts a ship in half later, so like, yeah, he probably holds himself in high regard there.
No, I know. So that's why I was just like, I love how he's just. It's not like, oh, dang it, my lightsaber can't cut through it. It's like, holy crap, my lightsaber can't hurt it.
This is so exciting.
Next thing I have is they don't explain. They said that the Dugs say, yeah, we killed the other Zillo Beasts with our fuel, but they didn't say how. If they used to roam the planet, as in not just underground when you find them, how did you cover them in this stuff, in the fuel? Because that's what they do to it. They're like going to drown it in the fuel, which is toxic to it. It's like, well, what did you do before when they weren't in a giant cavern? Did you like spray them with water guns? Like what? I don't know.
Did you inject it into
they're
them?
just like, yeah,
Maybe
basically.
they filled Doug. Maybe
Yeah.
they just filled other Dugs up with it and like had them be eaten.
No. It's a solid plan, but no.
They sacrificed the lower half of their body just for this.
But yeah, I was just like kind of curious, like what did they do? Because the scientist later in the next episode describes how she turned it into a gas, implying it hasn't been turned into a gas before. It's only been the liquid. So it's like, how did they literally kill Dugs with water guns? I'm guessing they literally.
I guess.
I mean, not
They
Dugs.
killed Dig Dugs. They killed Dig Dugs.
They killed the Zillo Beast with water guns.
They killed Dig Dugs with water guns.
Anyways, next thing I have is I do like how they brought up the point, is it worth it? Like Anakin, like Windu saying like, no, we need to protect it, it's the last of its kind and everything, and it's innocent. And Anakin's like, is it worth it? Like, we need this fuel to win the war. Is it really
Like,
worth this one creature's
yeah, it
life?
seems
And
kind of evil if you ask me.
no, but that's like
Weird,
a reasonable
Anakin.
question. It'd be honestly
Oh
wrong if
yeah,
you didn't ask
okay.
yourself that
Like
question.
I was thinking about this beforehand. Like I was in the shower, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, like, okay. It's like if think of like if somebody like kills your family, and then the cop shows up, and you're just like, hey, like that's the guy. The cop's just like, they haven't done anything to me, so he seems all right. That's pretty much like what they're doing to the dogs.
I don't think it's quite like that. I don't know. It's not quite that bad. It's a little different.
I don't know. To the dogs, this is like the devil.
Yeah, but in all fairness, no, this is more along the lines of like if someone tested a bomb, a nuke in the sea, and it woke up Godzilla, and Godzilla was angry that you shot him with a nuke. So he walked
We drown
over
him
and
gasoline.
smashed the people that shot him with a nuke. Like, is it wrong to not want to kill Godzilla if he's the last of his species and like he just killed the people who were attacking him? You know what I mean? Like even not intentionally, you know?
But
I
I'd
don't
like to
know.
also point out that like it makes no effort to like try and actually eat any of the dogs. It's just yeah, it's like you said, it's just slapping the stuff away, and that's all it's doing. It's just living. It's just existing.
Yeah, that actually is a very. I didn't even think about that. It doesn't try to eat a single dog when they talk about their fear of being eaten by them. Which it's like, I mean, getting killed by it isn't any better, but still, it's like the whole deal is you said they eat you. He didn't eat any of you.
Yeah, so I really wonder if like that in itself was just a lie,
Yeah, because they even
and like
say
they
like
just
it was
decided to kill them
generations
all.
ago. So maybe it's like, maybe they just lied about how bad the Zillo Beasts are. Like they passed it
Like
down
yeah,
generation
it
by
was like us with
generation.
Buffalo, pretty much.
Us with what?
Us like when we killed Buffalo, it's just like we don't need to, but we're capable of it.
Yeah, true. But yeah, anyways, um, next thing I have is whenever the Doug's like, "Fine, I'm gonna kill it. We're gonna kill it ourselves, our way," and he pulls out a secret map of how to kill the Zillo Beast, and it says weaknesses, and there are X's over the nose, tongue, and shoulder. But there's nothing on the eyes. I feel like if you're gonna kill an impenetrable beast, the first thing you would go for is the eyes. But that is specifically not X'd out on this chart. It is the nose, the tongue, which both those kind of
The
make sense.
tongue.
But then the
How do you?
shoulder.
What weakness is a tongue gonna do?
I mean, maybe it's the mouth in general, but still, it's just like,
Like yeah. Screw you. It's slightly harder to eat us now.
I don't know. But, yeah. I just thought that was interesting. That was his little map on his little "How to Kill Zillo Beasts for Dummies" book
Yep,
that he
they just
had.
have that. They just have that on the ready. He just
Um,
always has that on and waiting for this opportunity.
yeah. And then the next thing I have is why didn't they just tell the dogs like we're gonna knock it out and then take it home instead of killing it? Like, would they really be opposed to that? It's off their planet. Do they
Ah,
really care?
they're kind of pricks. I'd say they would be.
That's true. I mean, I just wanted to bring that up. I thought it was kind of reasonable, but still, I was like, maybe they could have told him. Then next I have, holy crap, Mace Windu pulled out his lightsaber on the dude. Which, like, I
Yep.
mean, in all fairness, he needed to. But I was just like, wow, that's aggressive. Like, a lot of Jedi would not do that.
What a cool dude.
This is why I like Mace Windu. It's like very heated politics in the moment. But anyways, then next thing I have is why would anyone think of bringing it to Coruscant? Move the scientists and equipment to some other
Nope.
planet.
Nope. Too hard. Too
In
hard.
all
Too hard.
honesty, the
hard.
scientists and the equipment they had using to study this beast. Next thing,
Yeah, it's too hard to move scientist. Sorry.
anyways, why? I don't understand. I just don't understand the thought process. It's like it would be so much easier to bring the scientists and equipment that they had wherever they would take the Zillo Beast because the stuff they had used on the Zillo Beast was all definitely less mass than the Zillo Beast was. So it'd be easier to move all of that stuff instead of moving the Zillo Beast to Coruscant. And it'd be way less dangerous, but you know, Why do something that makes sense?
What I want to know is like how confident were they that it would stay asleep the whole time in the spaceship?
Well, they probably just kept using those tanks on it.
Why do you keep on calling?
John, get out of here.
Why do you keep on calling?
We're recording. Get out of here.
Go back to sleep, Sean. You're the Zillo
I'm at
Beast
work.
now.
I'm not at sleep.
Go
My
back
phone
to
keeps on vibrating in my pocket because of you.
Don't
Go back
answer.
to playing Spider-Man.
Don't
Go back to
answer the
playing
call,
Spider-Man.
dummy.
You called like 3 times in the past 2 seconds.
No, we didn't.
Go
Well, I
back to playing
got like
Spider-Man.
3 different not phone calls, but like calls from you.
John, hang up the damn phone.
Bye.
Oh, we gotta edit that out now. He said,
I already
damn.
was.
He said, "Damn."
I was already editing that out. I wasn't going to keep that in.
Oh.
All right, but
Uh.
anyways,
Zillo Beast.
yeah. So next, the Zillo Beast Strikes Back is his next episode. The quote for that is, "The most dangerous beast is the beast within." Is that talking
That's
about how
stupid.
Palpatine's a jerk? I don't. That's the only analogy I could think of how that applies.
I
That one
don't
definitely
know.
does not apply as well.
That's stupid.
Yeah, agreed. First note I have: how is this even happening? How do you let this happen?
Why are they just not constantly sedating it with the electro stuff?
I mean, I guess they're kind of trying. Yeah, like, why don't they have it asleep? Like, they have the electric stuff to, like, keep it weakened, but it's like, why not just keep it to the point where it's asleep? That would make the most sense. That is a very good point. Next I have, hey, there's Masamita. I like that cameo. That's just good. Always good to have a cameo of a, a character like that occasionally. And then next thing I have is, God, I love the Senate Commandos. They look so cool. I mean, they're just blue clone trooper armor with the giant shoulder pauldron and then a new helmet, but still, I just freaking love them.
They are pretty cool.
And during the entire intro sequence of them dropping off the Zillo Beast, way to foreshadow with that scoring. Like, that is such freaking dark music. It's that could be playing while tons of people die. Like, that's what that music sounds like. It sounds super dark, and it's just like, okay, well, clearly this is not going to go well.
Nah, I see only good things.
And then the next thing I have is kind of a theory that there's a couple things that point to it. Is the
All right, I got you.
Is the Zillo Beast Force sensitive?
Oh yeah, I've heard this already.
I feel like it definitely is. Because there's no way that it just understands basic. Like, it shouldn't be able to understand what Palpatine's saying. The only reasonable explanation for that is, like, even if it is sentient, like, that's different. Like,
I think
even if it's sentient, but it wasn't force sensitive, it wouldn't be able to understand that. So
I think it's
it would be only be able to sense that.
I think it's one of those things where it's like, it's like ancient. I'm pretty sure. It's like force sensitive on like that primordial level. Like it's like enveloped into its instinct.
Yeah, like I don't think it's like a Jedi in terms of that, but
Yeah,
I do
no,
think,
it can't,
yeah,
like,
exactly,
force.
exactly. Yeah, it's
But
not it's not a force
it can pick up on-
wielder. It's just force sensitive. It doesn't wield the force. It's just force sensitive.
It can pick up on like the vibe of stuff pretty
Yeah,
much.
exactly. But I think that's honestly a reasonable assumption. Like, I don't think that's a stretch whatsoever.
And the fact that nobody's ever been like, no, that's stupid, debunk that.
Yeah. Especially just with the entire pursuing Palpatine. Also, how would it know where he is later? Like, it doesn't just magically find him. Like,
It knows where the beast within is.
exactly. Next thing I have is, why did Padme get Anakin to help her when she could have just asked, I almost said Sidious, Palpatine herself first? Like, Anakin, even when he went there, was basically like, yep, I understand both sides. It's like, well, why didn't you just send Padme? Why did you get Anakin to just go and play the middle? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Oh, hi.
I like how she's just like, she turns to him whenever Palpatine goes and takes a call. She's like, what are you doing? You're supposed to back me up. And he's like, I am, but I get his points. And then the next thing I just want to point out is Cosmos was right. That's right. There's a clone trooper named Cosmos. He's literally just in normal armor, but like they specifically, he's like, whenever the Zillo Beast starts to escape and it's smashing on the side door, and one of the clones goes, if that thing really is as strong as they say, are these blast rifles really going to do anything? And one of the other clones is like, shut up, Cosmos, and then they die. But I was just like, Cosmos was right. Also, there's a clone
He
named
did nothing
Cosmos.
wrong.
Yeah. Then the next thing I have, which I feel like is probably my least favorite Rex moment. I did not remember this from before. Is whenever Anakin's like saying, "Oh yeah, I get Obi-Wan and everything. I'll head over soon to Rex." During the Zillo Beast rampaging across Coruscant, Rex says, "You're missing all the fun." And I'm like, if it was just a normal battle, I'd get that. But this isn't a normal battle. This is a species, the last creature of its kind, rampaging.
Allegedly.
Like
Allegedly.
that escaped, is rampaging across Coruscant, killing so many people. Coruscant is the most highly populated planet in Star Wars, pretty much. And this massive, massive beast is just crushing people. Like, this is a tragedy. And and Rex is like, "You're missing all the fun." And I'm like,
No.
ooh.
I think as a clone, he just secretly hates all humans. Like, that's what's... He's like Bender from
definitely
Futurama.
does not. Definitely does not. He cares about people. That's very clear.
Not these rich people.
Yeah, apparently not. And the next thing is, that's a neat little cameo of Bail Organa and I believe Mon Mothma for like one split second.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, there's there's a obligatory Senate cameo since they're in the Senate. I guess.
I am the
It's
Senate.
a little weird. Then we get the line again. I've got a bad feeling about this from Palpatine. Look at you go. I thought it was interesting
Well-
that he got to say it. The Emperor, the most evil person in Star Wars, got to say the infamous line.
Yeah, and he's genuine about it, too. That makes it even weirder to think about.
Wait, what?
The fact that he was genuine about it, that makes it even weirder.
Oh, it does. For sure. My question is, what do you think Sidious would have done if he was actually about to die? Like, do you think he would have revealed himself? Like, do you think he would have
what
used
I
the
wanna
Force to
know-
save himself?
He got like 6 strong Force lightning. Would it hurt the Zillo Beast?
I think it would. So my question is, do you think he would? I don't know. That's my biggest thought from this episode is like, what if the Jedi didn't save him? Like, would he have saved himself? Or would he tried to pretend that he was, weak all the way until the end? Because it would have blown his cover. Like, this went exactly the way Palpatine needed it to for it to not blow his cover. Any other way, he would have been, he would have been dead or his cover would have been blown. So I think this is probably the closest he ever came to being discovered, which is kind of crazy.
I wish we would have got to see more of a reaction from that, because it's like something not even in his control, and it just would have ruined everything.
Mm-hmm. Then next we get Rex. They're talking about Anakin is saying, "Yeah, I have a plan. Just be ready and everything." Mace Windu's they talk about the whole improv thing. Like, is that really a plan and everything? But then he's like, "Oh, they're gonna be following and everything. Just make sure you can catch us." And Rex is like, "Actually, a lot of the general's plans in falling," which is kind of a foreshadow to literally the next arc that we're gonna be covering in the next episode of this series. The Battle of Geonosis.
Spoilers.
Anakin and Ahsoka in one of the infamous moments in the Clone Wars jump off a bridge. They're like, "Rex, you need to jump." He jumps and then he falls totally almost to his doom, and they just catch him with the Force at 2 inches from the ground. So he falls way more than a skyscraper, and they just catch him an inch from the ground, and he's screaming the whole time. It's like, yep, that's that's gonna happen. But anyways, next thing I have is, wow, that poor Senate commando. Oh man, I didn't expect, whenever he was like, "Oh, there only one of us can fit on it," you go. I figured it was gonna be like, "Oh, well, it's gonna chase Palpatine now." No, it just smashed the dude. Even though, I know that's what he was implying was gonna happen. I just didn't think it was actually gonna happen. That poor dude. He made it clear he would sacrifice himself, but apparently he actually did. That was rough. They look so
Poor
cool.
guy.
I was sad. And the next thing is they bomb the Zillo Beast, and they get it right in the mouth the first time, which I was like, "Ooh, good shot." And then the Zillo Beast turns around and opens its mouth again. They shoot it in the mouth again. I'm like, "Okay, Zillo Beast, what are you doing? Are you dumb?" If they shot gas that's clearly hurting you, in your mouth, why would you stick your mouth open at the source of what shot it in again? I'm just saying. Like, maybe it's more... I don't know. It's just like...
See, the tongue is a weakness.
Tilt your head down or something. Like, what are you doing? And then I just gotta say, as the Palpatine was dying, it was just like, wow, I hate Palpatine. Wait, as the... Did I say as the Zillo Beast was dying? Yeah, as the Zillo Beast was dying, I freaking hated Palpatine. It was sad. There's sad music and everything. I actually felt
does it
genuinely
fall and
bad.
crush people still?
From what it looked like, it didn't crush anyone when it fell. It looked like it fell on like a totally open area / maybe the top of a building.
That's convenient.
Yeah. I mean, it already killed enough people. But yeah, I was just like, wow, that is rough. Like, all the Jedi are just like watching it too, and it's just like, wow, that's like a tragic situation. Then after that, we get, okay, there's the Senate guards, who are basically the Royal Imperial Guards, the Red Guards, but with they're all blue and have the special helmet. And then there's the Senate Commandos, who have a helmet in the same style, but a different type of helmet, and then have clone trooper armor that's all blue. We get to see like this weird fusion of the two that walk over, because we saw regular Senate Commandos throughout the episode, but at the very end they escort Palpatine. They have like half of what the normal Senate Guard cape would be, the Senate Commando armor, but then the Senate Guard helmet, not the Senate Commando helmet, and it's very interesting. And
these are the things I don't even notice. I did not even notice that.
I'm like obsessed with the Senate Commandos, so like I noticed that and I was like, huh, there's several variants on them apparently, like a lot, because there's also Captain Argus's variant in terms of the armor, but that's one dude. This was like a pair of them, and they had like a combination. It was very interesting. But anyways, I just want to put that out there. Then we get the biggest dangling plot thread of the Clone Wars.
Yep.
When Palpatine hands her the data pad, like, these are your orders. She's like, what? You want me to clone this? And he flies away, and that's the end of the episode. And we never come back to it. I mean, there's
maybe they're lizard people. The lizard people.
There's technically a small possibility they'll bring it up or mention it during the last season of Clone Wars. They won't. I just wanted to put out that that's technically possible.
Well,
I find it interesting. Was this part of something that they were planning and just decided not to do, or what?
I briefly looked it up just to like see, like right before we started, and they were talking to Dave Filoni about it, and he's like, yeah, we had some plans for it, maybe like a cyborg version of it, but you know, it was just too hard to animate. Pretty much, it just wasn't worth the struggle.
Wow.
Like, that's the real world version why they didn't do it anymore. But he said like, hey, he's like, if we did anything, you'd probably see like a baby one.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, I know people somewhat recently actually have been starting a hashtag on like where is the Zillo Beast clone, or like something about the Zillo Beast clone. So like, I'm just saying, if you want to look up some hashtag and see if we can get not even like anything animated or like produced, just in terms of like, can he say something, then like say, yeah,
I want some fan art of a Zillo Beast Jedi.
Imagine that lightsaber. It couldn't
Just
even cut it. It couldn't cut itself.
It
could literally just like use a giant lightsaber and like not have to
just
care about what it's doing, because it could literally accidentally hit itself and it's just like, oh, I'm fine.
That would be a real way of fighting. It just like ricochets off itself to hit something.
Yeah, like he could be as reckless.
It's just wielding like 3 giant ones at once, just cutting cities in half.
That's kind of crazy.
Going back to kill all the dogs.
So I think our episode title is going to be Fuel, Water Guns, and Zillo Jedi. Baby Zillo Jedi.
Yep.
Baby Zillo Jedi using a fuel water gun. All right, there we go.
It's the only way to defeat it. It's the only way to defeat it.
All right, well, that's basically about it for this episode. So, if you want to listen to our other shows, including Mandalore Mandate, which will also be up, we're going to talk about the newest Vader comic, which we're very excited about. It's freaking awesome. Definitely go check that out by subscribing to Nerdy Geek Talk anywhere you listen to podcasts or on YouTube. You can follow us at Nerdy Geek Talk on Twitter. Personally, you can follow me at Eric Crowbar on Twitter, or at Aramis Prime on Instagram. Luke, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on the interwebs occasionally on Twitter at Darth_Sand66, where today I was talking about Superman being ginger, and that would make him stronger.
It is true. I actually saw that. But anyways, yeah, that's about it. So thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.